So we are discussing about graphs and motions we completed yesterday, and see total the 11 graphs with their question answers and graphs must be there in your book. And today I am going to start about electricity of electric conductivity of liquids. We know that electric conductivity of heat and light. Today we are going to talk about electric, and means will the electricity pass through liquids? We know that what are conductors and what are insulators. The objects or the substances which allow the electricity to pass through them. Okay, through the substances through which electricity passes are called as conductors, and through the substances through which the electricity will not pass through them are called as insulators. We know that one. Okay, some are good conductors of electricity and some are bad conductors of electricity. Now we are going, in this lesson we are going to discuss about are these liquids allow the electricity to pass through them or not. So shall we start that lesson? Sometimes we read in newspapers about farmers getting electric shock while starting water pumps of the wells, especially when they will on this one night 4:30, 4 o'clock. At the time they will sleep near the fields, and in that sleepy moment they will go on and sometimes they will get the electric shock and they will die. Okay, especially because of contact made with the switch or starters by wet hands. Means they will hold the water in their hand and without notice that they will go on off. Even we also, if we see with wet hands, if we touch any switch, some sparkles will come out from that one, and sometimes to our fingers also the shock will come. This experience is lost. So that's why our parents will tell what is that, with wet hands don't touch the electrical appliances. Did your parents inform for you that one? If not, this is very important. With see, sometimes we will bath night time or somewhere, we will on the switch and we will enter into the bathroom. After bathing we will come out and we will off the switch. That is a wrong way. If we did not off the switch also, no problem. 1 unit electric bill may come. First what we have to do? We have to clear our body, then only we have to on and off the switch. With wet hands we should not touch the switches. Do you know what the reason behind getting electric shock while working with the wet hands? Why it is happening means water is good conductor of electricity. Water is, that's why when it is raining also you can see that particularly when heavy rains are there, immediately the power off. We can see immediately they will put off the power by the electrical department. Why it is happening? Because of wind blow. Because of heavy rain, somewhere the electrical poles may break out or the wires may daggle. Because of all these things, what will happen? The wires will enter into the water. We know that water is a good conductor of electricity, so the electricity passes through that water. The people, will they sit at home calmly? No, they will walk in that water only. What will happen? The people who are in that particular water will get shocked and they will die. Why we should not touch with wet hands means water is good conductor of electricity. Our elders caution means they will give us an important thing about touching electric heaters immersed in the water. See, we will use the electric heater. Is it correct or not? So, when we put electric heater in the water, what we will do? We want to see whether the water was hot or not. For that, what we have to do? We have to put off the switch, take out the electric heater, then we have to see whether the water was hot or not. When the switch was in on position, we should not keep our finger. If we keep our finger, means what will happen? We will get the shock. First we have to switch off, take out the electric heater, then only we have to keep our finger in that particular water and see whether it is hot or not. Okay. So, why do they instruct us to stay away from it? How does the electric current flow through the water? In the earlier classes, you have learned that electric current can pass easily through metals. What are those metals like copper, aluminium, iron, zinc, etc. Do you recall some other materials which conduct electric current? Let us revisit the activity and do it. So, the first activity 1. In 7th class already we did it. In 6th class we did it, and in 7th also we did it. Testing the materials to know which allow electric current to pass through them. What are the things required for this one? What are the things required for this one? Torch bulb, is of LED. Okay, then we need a dry cell. Next we need a wooden sheet. Okay, next we need a drawing pin, 2 drawing pins. Okay, 1 safety pin. Safety pin acts like a switch. What is the work of the safety pin? Safety pin acts like a switch, and the last one are the wires to connect the circuit. Okay, now see here, what are the things required for making your own electric circuit? LED bulb, dry cell, wooden sheet, 2 drawing pins, safety pin, wires. These are the things required. See the diagram in the textbook. Dry cell is here, LED bulb is here, the wires are here. These 2 red color one are called as drawing pins, means the wire should not move. If there is a loose connection in the wire, what will happen? The bulb will not glow. Here you can see the safety pin is acting like a switch. Now the safety pin in this diagram is in open position, means the switch is in off position. That's why you can see the bulb is not glowing. If I bring the safety pin near to this drawing pin, the switch is in closed position, then we can see if the bulb will glow. Already in 7th class I told for you open circuit and closed circuit. What is that open circuit? Where the circuit is incomplete. Okay, open circuit means where the circuit is incomplete, that we will say as a open circuit. For example, you switch off. Switches are there in your house, no? You off the fan switch. That is an open circuit. There, the circuit is incomplete. That's why the fan is not rotating. Then what is a closed circuit? Now on the switch. When you on the switch, what is happening? The fan is rotating. Means what is that? That is an closed circuit where the circuit is completed. So, place the key on a drawing pin. The bulb being to glow as soon as the key touches the drawing pin. Now replace the key by a nail. Does the bulb glow? Repeat the activity using the different materials. So, what are the materials we have to take to test here? What are the materials he is asking? First one is paper. Second one is chalk. Third one is straw. Okay. Fourth one is plastic piece. Fifth one is paper clip. Paper clip. Sixth one is rubber. Seventh one is eraser. Eighth one is pencil graphite. So, see here what are the things given for you. Here 8 objects or 8 things are given for you. In that first one is paper, chalk, straw, plastic piece, okay, paper clip, rubber, eraser and pencil graphite are given for you. What you have to do here is that he is asking, we kept the safety pin. When I bring the safety pin close to drawing pin, what is happening? The bulb is glowing. Remove the safety pin. Near to that safety pin, you place a paper. Now check whether the bulb will glow or not. Here, in this case, the bulb will not glow. Is it a good conductor of electricity or bad conductor of electricity? This is the bad conductor of electricity. When I place the safety pin near the circuit, paper near the circuit, the electricity will not pass through the paper. So, the paper is a bad conductor of electricity. Next, what I should take? Chalk. Now, remove the paper and place there a chalk piece. Now, when I place a chalk piece there, will the bulb glow or not? In this case also, the bulb will not glow. It is a bad conductor of electricity. Okay, next, instead of chalk, remove the chalk and place a straw. Will you drink the juices now? It is made with plastic. So, if you keep a straw, that also will not glow, and this is also a bad conductor of electricity. Straw is also a bad conductor of electricity. Next, you take a plastic piece. Now, remove the straw and place the plastic piece. What you will observe, the bulb will not glow. This is also a bad conductor of electricity. Up to now, whatever we saw, they all come under bad conductor of electricity. What are those? Paper, chalk, straw, plastic piece. Next, let us go with the paper clip. Paper clip will be made with metal. Okay, paper clip will be made with metal. So we already discussed through metals electricity will pass. So here paper clip is a metal. So the electricity will pass, and it is a good conductor of electricity. Okay, this is a good conductor of electricity. Next, rubber. Through this also the electricity will not pass, and this is a bad conductor of electricity. Next, you take an eraser. Instead of this you keep eraser. Eraser is also a bad conductor of electricity. The bulb will not glow. Finally, what he gave? Pencil graphite. You take pencil lid and place near to the circuit. You can see that the bulb will glow, and it is a good conductor of electricity. The bulb will glow and good conductor. So, in this total 8 items, what we took? Paper, chalk, straw, plastic piece, paper clip, rubber, eraser and pencil graphite. When we are seeing all these, only 2 things are good conductors of electricity, and the remaining all are bad conductors of electricity. What are the 2 things good conductors of electricity are? Paper clip and pencil graphite. Remaining all are bad conductors of electricity. Got the point? What are the things given here? So, in your textbook table 1, you write these all points. Their object is given, with what material it is made, will the bulb glow or not, then is it a good conductor or bad conductor. So, I gave you all the 8 answers, no? So, you can copy that. Take care that whenever the bulb glows, it should not be kept in on position for a long time. When we keep it in on position for a long time, what will happen? The battery will be completed. The dry cell, what is the energy is present, that will be completed. Okay, the early discharge of a dry cell will, just we have to test whether the bulb will glow or not. If we go on leaving it for half an hour, 1 hour, again we have to take one more dry cell and test it. In the above activity, we observed that some materials allow electric current to pass through them. We call them as good conductors of electricity, and some materials will not allow the electricity to pass through them. We told them as bad conductors of electricity. Did you follow? Now, here comes one more point in thinking. Why some materials allow the electric current to pass through them, and why some materials will not allow the electricity to pass through them? Here the question was given. For that, what is that means? Why do some materials allow electric current to pass through them, and why some materials do not? Flow of charged particles constitutes current. So, for the passage of current, the material should have charged particles. Did you understand? All the materials do not have charged particles. If the charged particles, what are those charged? The positive and negative charges. If these positive and negative charges are present, and if the electricity passes through them, did you understand? Then only we will say them as, what is that? They only will allow the electricity to pass through them. Example, plastic, wood, diamond, etc. So, only those materials which have charged particles allow the electric passes of current. Here we can see that only the metals will allow the electric current to pass through them. Then what is electric conductivity? Okay, electric conductivity is a process of any given material. We can say that a material has good electric conductivity. If it allow electric current to pass through it easily, are called as electric conductivity. Now, our topic is of electric conductivity of liquids. In the activity 1, we tested conductivity of objects like nail, paper, chalk, etc. All of these are called as solids. In activity 1, we did with all the solid particles. Now, in activity 2, we are going to do with the liquid particles. Do the liquids allow electric current to pass through them? So, that activity 2, we will discuss tomorrow. Today, we did with the solid particles. Tomorrow, we will do with the liquid particles and how the apparatus must be, what are the things required, and which type of liquids we are taking to test the objects. That I will continue tomorrow. Thank you.